Okay guys, we're back with part 2 here. This is basically just discussing the scheme in its entirety and how we're going to run the scheme based off of the offense that the opponent tries to throw at us. In my opinion, your base play should be cover 1. It's going to give you access to basically every play you want. None of these plays are relying on showing blitz, and that's the beauty of it. The formation is already aligned very well. So let's get into basically just a basic blitzing concept, and we're going to just lab it to make sure it works, but I believe it should come in. Now, take a look. You have a guy over the nose here. Actually, first things first. Every time you come out in this formation, you want to base the line, and you want to press coverage, like immediately. As soon as the play starts to come from the call screen, you want to baseline press coverage. Now, this blitz angle that Harrelson on is very interesting because that is the A-gap blitz angle. So let's try something real quick. This is kind of just going rogue here. Let's try moving Whitner up and hot right into a blitz. Let's try Spine Smith and blitzing Brooks. Let's see if it comes in. Doesn't come in, but Whitner does. So that is interesting, guys. What we just found there was a universal setup that you can use whenever you want. Key is the blitz angle of Whitner, having the alignment here of Harrelson, and basically with Smith and a spy here, he's going to occupy this guy, and with this blitz angle here, he's going to get this guy to glance at him, and this guy should block him. So the key is the blitz angles, guys. And you see, it's not going to be the most consistent blitz, but with block shed and speed of Whitner, it will come in, and it's I believe it's only sending 3.5 people, because this is going to take away underneath drags. You still have I would obviously hot route Brown and cover Manningham. I would make sure everyone's shaded to the right, and this is just a simple blitz concept, and you could possibly contain Brooks. Let's see if that works here. And you see, it's going to come in from somebody. Somebody's going to block shed. They're going to get to the quarterback, as you see there. So, I mean, it's probably maybe a 2-second blitz with decent coverage in behind it. So that's just a universal setup that we can talk about now. Let's talk about the coverage from the cover 1. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm doing this late. I don't want to wake anybody up. Okay. If you hot route your linebackers to a global zone, you're going to get something like this. Now, you have the outside guys manned up. Basically, the only one who's not manned up is the running back. So, in theory, you could do something like this. Put this guy in the hooks. This guy in the hooks. Man this guy up on Crabtree. Man this guy up on Moss. And now, say they try a deep streak. Say they do something like this. Okay. Watch this. Coverage, the yellows stay with them, and you get a coverage sack. Now let's talk about the replay and what that's going to do for your defense, guys. Okay, basically we're only sending, I believe, 2 people. We're sending only 1, actually. No, we still send 3 people. The key here is basically the outside streaks are going to be taken away, because these guys are manning up on the outside guys. They're going to run with them down the field. This guy's taking away the inside streaks because of his positioning in the middle of the field. He's got this. If you ever play basketball, they talk about playing to the T. I believe it's what it's called, where you know, you're angling your defense towards the middle of the court, giving them the outside. You know, basically we're giving him this angle, and he now has the angle to play either this streak here or this streak here. So that is why that play is effective, because you don't have to man these guys up, and we're basically conceding underneath drags, so you could spy your defensive tackle. But this is a good filler play to come out in, because if they don't drag anybody, your underneath yellows are going to continue up the field with them, making it even tougher of a throw, and the out routes are taken away, the very popular out routes, especially if you play a very elite player. You're going to see a lot of that. So you do need that coverage. So there's that setup. Now let's talk about the middle plug to my favorite play from this, baseline press coverage. And all you need to do is you need to hot route Patrick Willis to a deep blue, call over to a hook zone, and now it's basically a very good coverage setup, and you still have 4 guys coming after the passer, and they're coming to the outside. Now say we re-blitz, for example, Whitner, or you could spy him. You could do whatever you want with Whitner. You can man him up. He's kind of optional. Now, personally, I spy a lot, but let's just, for this sample, let's blitzing. And now let's take a look at the play. As you see, there's really not a whole lot area to go, and it's going to be about a 2 to 3 second pass rush every time. And that is the key to this defense, is the angles of the blitzes that the play stock gives us. It allows us to do so many things with the coverage, and we're going to get pressure, I would say, from about 1 to 2, maybe 3 seconds maximum with everything we have except for our max coverage. Now let's talk about Storm Red. Say your opponent's running inside a lot. This is a very good inside run stopper because you have a blitzer here, Willis. It's got these guys kind of coming from the outside here to fill this gap, and you now have a safety coming down first instead of up, so he's coming right in this void, and he's going to roam in here and fill this void. So that's basically the Storm Red concept. You would use that, in my opinion, in running situations, of course, and I would actually say potentially 3rd down and long. The reason being is you're sending 6 guys at the quarterback. If you are to shade your coverage out, they're not going to have time to really get anywhere. I want to say block somebody. And the key to this defense here is the angles of the yellow zones and the pressure behind it. So let's take a look at the play stock. Snap the ball. Let's see how long it takes for the pressure. And you can see there it takes about 1 to 1.5 seconds, and it's very consistent. You're going to get probably 1 to 1.5 second pressure. Now let's talk about the crash 3, baseline press coverage. And what I would do is I would run this guy off so that he stacks on the line every time. The crash 3 is a very beautiful play because it's got flow coverage, which means it's going to be very good against the run. Also, guys, he's shading out here. Okay, so this is the play that's going to look after the coverage gets to where it's supposed to go. So this guy's going here, he's going here, he's going kind of at this angle here, and he's going here. Simply put, this is a very good 3rd and long defense. This is a very good kind of filler play because they're not going to get anything deep. They're not going to destroy you at the run, and you're going to have, I believe, a 5-man blitz, and it's an overload to the left, because what's going to happen is he's going to take over this kind of gap here. This guy's coming around here. You're going to get one-on-one matchups on this left side and on the right side as well. So let's take a look at the play after we snap it. We'll actually set that back up stock. We're just going over the plays and teaching how I run them in situations where you should run them. So snap the ball. And once again, guys, probably about a 1 to 1.5 second sack, and there's really just nowhere to go that quick. So that's the key of the defense. You make them go underneath quick, and it's bend but don't break. Now, the key to this entire defense is the cover 3. The reason being, guys, say they're destroying you with out routes. Check out this little hot route. Say that hot route heralds into the 2 DNs to flat zones. Spread the linebackers. This blitz angle from Alden Smith, as Zan discussed in his video, is the reason for the pressure. And if I wanted to, I could put Bauman on a blitz. And I could hook Smith. Check this out. Say they're throwing outs on you. Also, guys, our cover one setup can stop outs, so they're probably not going to be. Say they get an out in every now and then. Let's check this out. This is our max coverage setup. Okay, I like to throw outs, and I get picked. It's just a very simple, and it's going to pick, say a guy has a flat right there, it's still going to pick it because you have a flat and a curl flat going to that angle. Now, say they want to throw streaks on this. Let's see if it does. Let's see how good it is against streaks. I don't know if it's going to be that good against streaks, actually. So you want to do something like this. You want to flat, hook, flat, and then global blitz the right backer down. It's R1 on the controller, and flick the right stick to the right. Do check your manual if you are having trouble with that. Now, your user defender here is going to be probably Patty Willis or Terrell Brown, depending on what you're comfortable with. Now let's take a look at the streaks. And I'm gonna let the defense do their thing, and I'm just gonna try to pass lead it. Okay, got streaks, and we pass lead it, and they're there, guys. They're there. Trust me. And if with your user defender from the yellow zone right here coming into this kind of void in here in the yellow, kind of playing a little deeper, it's going to be a very good defense whenever you're trying to fill the opponent out early on. However, guys, you do concede the beloved halfback draw. So that is something you need to realize. But a play that doesn't concede the halfback draw, in my opinion, is a middle plug too. Let's take a look. Let's see if we're right. You see you have block shed from the defensive line. Still very good coverage defense. So there we see why we need that play. Okay. Now let's talk. We have one more audible to go over, I believe. And that's the all-out blitz. Okay, same thing. This is a filler play. This is something to use whenever you're trying to fill the opponent out. You want a hot route winner to a blitz. You want a purple Willis. You want a hook Golson. Now this is going to create flow coverage, so immediate slants are going to be taken away, and if they have no flat route, the outs are probably going to be taken away too. With 90 speed and the studness that Willis is, it's going to be very difficult. You're also going to be bringing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're going to get left edge heat, I believe. So let's take a look at this. This is a good, actually it's B gap, and then you get another heat from Justin Smith there. So that's very good as a filler play, and these are all just base, very good filler plays. You want to run him, of course you want to run Whitner off. And another thing you could do, guys, you could leave Patty Willis on his blitz angle here, and let's try something. Let's go a little rogue here, and let's see if this works. I don't know if it will or not, but we'll try it. Something like this. Let's see if it works here. Okay, you get one-on-one matchups across the board on the left side, which is kind of decent, but not good enough for me. So let's not do that. Now, here we are. Whitner, just bringing down, blitzing here. You could re-blitz Smith if you want. You could spy, contain here, hook here, and then of course purple. This is the key though. You want Willis on a purple and you want this guy on a hook. This is kind of optional to give you a little bit more coverage, but the blitz won't be as consistent because if they slide left, they might pick it up. Let's take a look at the play. As you see, we get the left edge there. It's going to be either left edge or left B gap, depending on the way the offensive line blocks it. But it should come in as long as they don't block, or slide. If they block or slide, that is the purpose of these two blitzers on the right side of the field, and they're going to come in too. So this play is very good. You're going to have pretty good heat overall, and so that's kind of the theory behind this play. As you see, there's your B gap heat, and you got guys block shedding all over. So you're going to get good pressure, guys, from this defense, and it's not all about nano blitzes and getting free rushers and all the stuff that everyone wants you to believe it is. And actually, guys, real quick, we're going to talk about the zone blitz. You want to run this guy off, blitz him. Run this guy off, blitz him. If you have time, you want a purple Smith. You want a purple Bauman. You want a spy Smith. This is a good coverage defense, guys. Basically, this is our sting pin zone coverage D. And you want to use our Willis. Basically, You're responsible for the middle of the field deep, so you're responsible for this void here, and this void here, and this kind of the void in the yellows. So let's take a look at the play. Get your one-on-one matchups, this time with the safeties coming, and now it's kind of confusing, and you get about 2-second heat every time. So that's very, very good, guys. Let's go over the quick audibles real quick. The cover 2 man. This is a very good play. Again, you want to make everything look the same. That's why we baseline. We're going to press, and this is just a simple mix-in play. And I would just user Golston, and that's all you really have to do. You don't actually have to press either. And you're going to get your one-on-one matchups across the board. They're going to come in. They're going to block shed. They're going to make plays, and you're just going to roam in the middle. And that's how that's going to work. Guys, you don't need nano blitz to win this year, in my opinion. You need good coverage, good formations, and you just need sound football, sound concepts, and you need a pretty decent user control, in my opinion. Which is easy because Ball Hawk does help you some this year. So this is the cover 2. Kind of just roam the middle with Willis, and you're going to eventually get a block shed for a sack, and usually it's going to come in within 1 to 2 seconds. I wouldn't call that cover 2 except for on the goal line, though, guys. Now let's go over the blitz audible down. Say you want to bring like hot pressure. Okay, I think the setup is pinch the line and re-blitz Smith, if I'm remembering the lab correctly. And let's see if that makes the pressure. Should get A gap. Yep, there's your A gap, guys. And it's very simple setup, and it's very subtle too, guys. Let's talk about how subtle this setup is. It's still based on line. You're still pressing. You still run Whitner off just like usual. All you have to do is hot route. You just pinch the line. It's a very subtle movement, and just blitz Smith, and you're gonna get. If you re-blitz Willis, you're gonna get outside heat. If you don't re-blitz Willis, you're gonna get inside heat. But somebody's coming in, and it's not gonna get slide protected because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men coming. It's going to look like every other defense you've ran. They're not going to be trying to get outs on you, and it's going to be a very, very good complement to everything else. But I wouldn't call this in every play. I would call this once they're not blocking halfbacks. I would call this once they're not running out routes. I would call this when they're trying to hit you deep, running stuff that beats zone. And then you switch a man on. It looks just like everything we've ran, and you get outside of heat or A-gap heat depending on the way the line blocks it. Going to depend on how the running block, whether he's on a blue route or a blocking route, but you will get heat, I promise you guys. So that does it for the defense. We spent about 17 minutes going over the basics of the defense. We're going to be back with the offense in about 5 minutes here. Also, guys, we will have a full game for this. I'm going to try and get it recorded. Right after the offense. I'm kind of tired, but we'll go ahead and get this up for you guys because I'm going to be out of town this weekend. But this is just a very good. I really consider running this scheme simply because it's not glitchy. It's not a glitch. It's nothing too hard to run, and it's just about adjustments, and that's what defense really is, guys. So I appreciate you guys checking this out. We're going to actually end the game with our beginning setup here. Man these guys up here. Purple, or hook these guys. And it's a very awkward coverage. Very awkward coverage. Offense doesn't know just what hit them, and they're sacked. And that's the beauty of the defense. It's the ease that it is to sack people with the block sheds and the power moves, pass rushing ability, especially with a team like the Niners. And that's why it's so easy to run it with the Niners, guys, is because of the pass rushing skills they possess. So one last time here, and thanks for checking out the defense, guys. We're going to be back with the offense in just a bit.